buildings and bodies and space in between, the fundamentals of a city. If bodies create buildings, then buildings recreate bodies, a cycle of habitus and human behavior that shapes the history of the urban environment. Amid the material rubble, power lines go up, cars sweep through the space, buildings grow taller, people change. 21st century Shanghai is a city of continual change. Cranes dot the landscape, peopled with miniature bodies, building towers to the sky. Old factories become new creative clusters. Graffiti goes up for bodies to mark their presence. Shanghai, built and transformed. But amid the flurry of renewal and expansion in Shanghai, an even greater change to both bodies and buildings marks the urban space in the contemporary period. The technology of digital screens. Screens permeate Shanghai and fundamentally change the way people interact. Smartphone becomes bodily appendage, mediates modes of material observation. Buildings transform into pixelated screens. Glance over the bunch at Pudong. Bodies look through smartphones at Pudong pixels. When screens look at screens, it is easy for bodies and buildings to disappear. Yet people have long been interested in mediation between bodily senses and material environments. Water, the elemental screen, reflects glass and mirrors to modify vision. Bodies dive into screens, linger in pixels, but bodies use screens to capture the physical environment as digital memory. Memory becomes shareable. The internet, pixels and people, bodies and buildings reside in between. Sometimes screens mimic the built space. Shanghai thrives on clusters, creative clusters, closed clusters, electronic clusters, also known as markets. Social media app WeChat clusters people in groups to share moments. Increasingly, screens define the built space. LCD screens trip sensory overload or sensory exaltation, heighten the urban intensity in electromagnetic waves and pulsing light. Screens activate the city at sunset. Shanghai wakes to the future. Bodies, buildings, pixels, screens, in between. Ancient Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi once dreamed he was a butterfly. The butterfly of his dreams didn't know any different. Was he a human dreaming himself a butterfly? Butterfly dreaming itself a human? One real, one reflection. In dreams, in life, it does not matter what is simulation. Simulated bodies look, linger, live through screens. Does it matter if we are on the inside or the outside? What if there is only the middle? Philosopher Anna Greenspan wonders at the way people use screens to continue practices of self-cultivation in Chinese culture. Tai Chi, calligraphy, selfies, social media sharing, the self influenced by cyberspace, cyberspace influenced by the self. What are the bodily practices of self-cultivation with the digital sphere? Bodies touch, scroll, embed, screams, an intimate choreography of the self. The body transfers its feelings to the digital sphere, touches the bodies in its social network. Yet, the screen mediates bodily experience, potentially placing the body at an experiential remove. Do screens disembody bodies? Do screens augment bodies? If the screen lies in between the body and the digital sphere, what does the screen enable? Real, reflection, simulation, simulated, touch, scroll, embed, look, linger, live. Guangxi is a Chinese term that translates to connections. In Guangxi, interpersonal connections influence form, create clusters, networks, groups. The ideology of connections runs deep. Greenspan says Guangxi is totally how things work here. How does Guangxi shape buildings and bodies? Where are the connections? What is in between? In the physical sphere, Guanxi contributes to built clusters. Markets cluster via social connections among vendors of the same product. Bodies create connections, clusters, networks, groups follow. Greenspan asked, how does Guanxi as a system play out on WeChat? WeChat is a successful social media platform that allows users to form groups and share moments. This is an age for sharing. Bodies create connections in clusters, networks, groups to share moments. Sharing creates connections. Guangxi multiplies with WeChat. In Shanghai, people have little reluctance to plug into phones. merge with screens. Bodies collide with digital particles, drown in electromagnetic waves, emerge beyond body. Screens pixelate arterial flows of instance and information. The body becomes the middle of digital connections. Greenspan suggests we think about the city intensively rather than extensively, move past railways and overpasses to examine zones of intensity in the electromagnetic spectrum, arrive at an alternative mapping of the city. Buildings, like bodies, connect a spectrum of particles and waves into a single interface, make the map of intensity with digital interaction in between pixels and screens. The city becomes a screenscape at night. Buildings pixelate and pulse, matter in electromagnetic, intensity in bold. Is this the city of the future? Greenspan notes Shanghai has the ambitions to create this future metropolis, a future unmapped, unknown, unexplored. It might resemble the city of another place. It might mirror a past future. But Shanghai resides in between present and future. It modulates, mediates, situates itself toward a future not yet founded. Bodies, buildings, pixels, screens, found the future in between. Shanghai becomes in the middle.